How's everybody doing? My name's 12 Gauge. Welcome to my channel, 12 Investigative. Just rolling on the road. Thought I'd get on this live and see what we can do in this next 3.5 hours. I really don't have a lot to talk about true crime wise, but I can talk about just about anything. Make the time go by. The thing about going on a trip when you're by yourself is you really don't have anybody to talk to. So you have to make it up the best you can, you know what I mean? And I guess that's what I'm doing right now. So if you're watching, give me a shout out, man. Let me know you're here. I can't really see I can't comment because I only have two hands, but if I can read your chats, I'll definitely respond. Let me turn this around so y'all can see some of the visual representations of where I'm at. I'm actually heading south on 87. And I'm going to Killeen, Texas, so about 3 hours and some change. But it's going to be quite a drive. Nothing like some driving to get your mind right. You know what I mean? I don't know any of y'all that like to go on road trips and just clear your head. I mean, it's been a non-stop world since I got my degree. I've been training, I've been doing all kinds of stuff. And now I'm almost completed with the training that I got to do in order to get the state to verify that I'm capable of being a probation officer. So hopefully that'll come back soon, and I'll get my badge and all that good stuff, and I'll be one of the few, the proud, the Marines. No, I'm just kidding. You said you like to listen to books while you drive. Okay, yeah, I do too. I pop on some true crime sometimes, but honestly, I'm not really feeling the true crime right now. I don't know why. I don't know if y'all are like me, but after a while, it just get depressing. All these terrible things that happen to people. I mean, every now and then you need some happiness in your life. You know what I'm saying? You need some happiness in your life. Because when you're so caught up in the doom and gloom of the world, that tends to my body. I get to tell when the seasons are changing. Because I get that seasonal depression. Where I don't really want to do anything. I don't really have any inkling to do or be around many people. I don't like to be depressed. I don't like to be down. I don't like to be angry. I don't like to be anxious. And one thing that I've noticed, excuse me, through the time of reporting on true crime, there's a lot of cases that are going unsolved. They forget about the case, or they just move on. You know what I mean? And I did a case. I redid an upload earlier on the Ellen Greenberg case. And that case has always baffled me based on the way it was handled. The investigative process and how they said it was a suicide, then they said it was a homicide, then back to suicide, then back to homicide. It doesn't make no damn sense, really. And they still haven't indicted a suspect in that murder. I feel bad for those parents, man, because those parents are in their, later years and they need justice. You know what I mean? Hey, Firefly. Hey, PKC. They do need justice for their daughter. I mean, somebody stabbed over 20 times. And one of those stab wounds is in the back of your head. And she was actually found with, she didn't choke on her blood. She was found to be strangled. So how could she have strangled herself and even choked herself to the point where just before she died by strangulation, you don't, or you being familiar with nursing homes and how things go in the nursing field, but then you get online and you hear people talking about how they're experts in the nursing field and they get everything so combobulated that it doesn't even resemble what you studied. And when you try to correct people turn on you and they're like, you're the enemy, like you don't know what you're talking about, even though you have knowledge of the field. You know what I mean? So it's like when you listen to that Ellen Greenberg case, if you're a nurse or have been a nurse, you understand that the probability of her stabbing herself like that many times is unheard of. Her being able to stab herself in the back of the head is unheard of. You know what I mean? So, whenever you have people that are discussing these cases and they're giving you all these conspiracies, because really that's what a conspiracy is somebody's misinformed perception of the truth. So they're telling you that there is a probability that she could have killed herself. Well, there's also a probability that Bigfoot could have found her apartment and killed her. That's how that sounds to me. You get what I'm saying? It's like when people say stuff like that, it makes me want to say, well, there's also a probability of 1 in a million people possibly winning the lottery. Does it make it more probable that they're not going to win? Then they're going to win, of course. So to say these things about these true crime cases, it doesn't infuriate me anymore. It kind of bugged me before while I was going through. But like I say, when people don't do something for a living, or they've really never been educated and all they get their information through Wikipedia and YouTube and, like listening to YouTube and ChatGPT and all those other things, you can get the information, but you don't know if it's true or if they're just giving you a biased answer based on your question. So if you repeat that means that you're just repeating something that has not been factually founded. Back to my nursing people, or the nurses or EMTs or any of those people that have worked in the medical field. You understand that when somebody is stabbed, when you have seen somebody come in after they've been stabbed, you understand that there is a probability of that wound starting to heal and bruise. And that doesn't mean that, I mean, it's like when they're talking about post-mortem wounds, okay? That means that the wound was applied after the person was dead. So when people say that this person was still alive while she was getting stabbed, and you can tell that the post-mortem wound was after they were dead because some of the blood started clotting, bruising, all this other stuff, that in itself is scientific. So when people bring about their nonsense, when they're reporting these crimes, it spreads like wildfire because it's more interesting to say, well, there's no way that that could have happened. There's no way. Well, instead of finding a way for it to possibly happen, many times people just discount that as human error. You know, I miss the good old days when you didn't have Google or any of those search engines. I miss the day where you had to go actually read a book, go look in an encyclopedia for the information, because it seemed like life was a lot more clear with factual information at that point. I believe that there's interesting people that never going to believe certain things do occur, but they believe that other things are more probable of occurring that have no factual basis, such as Ellen Greenberg stabbing herself in the chest, slumping over, and then falling back, and then stabbing herself in the back of the head. Well, that didn't sound good, did it? Just like the stupid road crew, man. Hope that wasn't a person. It wasn't. It was a stupid piece of one of these cones. Anyways, fun. That's why I'm kind of like, when it comes to true crime at the moment, I'm just not really feeling it. Not because there's not enough cases to talk about. Well, there's a case every day, every moment of the day to be able to talk about. But for whatever reason, people just aren't interested in something that isn't Idaho. I guess it appealed because it appeals to the individuals that enjoy the slasher movies. You know, Scream, Friday the 13th. You know, all those movies where young kids are being stalked and killed by a person that is unknown to the world. It kind of feeds into that mythology. So it's a lot easier to get fixated on that. I went through 602 photos the other night. Actually, I started from 186 to 602. And I thought I was never going to get finished. I mean, some of those photos just really did not have a lot going on. I mean, they were just that, a photo of some random event. I really think probably at the new year I'm gonna rebrand my channel. I still might do some true crime, but it's not gonna be the focal point. because true crime actually is boring to me. It's not enough. There's not enough in it for me. I think I'm going to go back into the addictions, or possibly focus on the crimes that are committed, such as like domestic violence, child abuse, things like that, human trafficking, things like that. I mean, because to just focus on a case, to be real, even that David case at this point, as interesting as that case is, it's not getting as many views or interest as all these other cases from the past. So I think after the first of the new year, I'm going to rebrand my stuff. I might drop the investigative on the 12 gauge banner and think of something different to put up there. Because, like I said, true crime is cool, but I don't have that passion for it. Like, it's not one of those things that I can't wait to get online to talk about. You know what I mean? It's like, we talk about this case, we talk about it. We talk about that case, we talk about it. I've always figured, right or wrong, the police either going to get it right, the investigators are going to get it right, or they're going to get it wrong, but there's multitudes of checks and balances to correct what part they got wrong. You know what I mean? So it's not my job to fact check the police or fact check the investigation. I don't know, it's just never been a passion. The only reason that I started the channel was to kind of teach myself about the clinical knowledge of the verbiage and certain procedures that went on. Because, I mean, reading the documents and the court hearings and all that, it really helped. It's helped in my advancement to what I'm about to do at my job, you know what I mean? Because I know what a probable cause is. I know what an affidavit, I know what, warrant, and I know, bonds and all this other stuff. Where, I mean, it might seem like common knowledge, but to be fair, not everybody knows those things. I know the difference between an interview and an interrogation. I know the difference between, habeas corpus, due process, Sixth Amendment, right. All that stuff. And talking about it kind of gave me the informative part of not only seeing it on paper, but actually doing it on a live, so it kind of helped me through my schooling. So I don't know if I'm making any sense at all, or if I'm just rambling. Like I said, I can talk forever, and hopefully most of it makes sense, you know what I mean? I'm an hour and a half into my 4-hour and 14-minute drive, so all you mathematicians, how much more time I got left? 4 hours and 14 minutes, and I've been driving an hour and a half. So if 12 gauge takes off doing 75 miles an hour and has driven an hour and a half of a 4-hour and 14-minute destination, what is the median speed he is driving? Didn't you hate those questions? mean, one thing with my new channel too, or the direction that I'm hoping to go is, I'm hoping to spotlight on some success stories. You know what I mean? Because people like feel-good stories. They like to see people succeed. I don't know about you, but I don't like to see all the doom and gloom all the time. I don't like to be caught up in that world where everything is nefarious and you can't trust nothing. Or you have to question everybody and everything. I mean, I don't know. I just can't live in that world. I've lived in that world before in my addiction, and it didn't get me anywhere. You know what I mean? I guess that's what it brings up. It gives me a reenactment of the past. So I'm still waiting for the answer. How many more miles or how many more hours do I have to go? You keep saying you're going to move away from true crime, and then a new one comes along, and I'm back in. Yes, COVID case, David case. Yeah, that David case is something else. I don't know if they've arrested him or not. I mean, I haven't really been keeping up with it. It's like I start on something new and then Idaho just pulls me back in. Or somebody gets a camera view or something like that. And it's like, okay, let me go look at this. And then I get mad at myself because I've wasted all that time looking at nothing. I'm just like, okay, well, this was nothing. This was a waste. Waste of time and a waste of energy. Because in my mindset, if it doesn't make money, it don't make sense. You know what I mean? And I've lived by that mentality, like, if I'm not enhancing my brain, if I'm not moving forward in life, then I'm losing money and I'm losing time. If something isn't in my world that is building toward the same direction or at equal pace or even a little faster, then it's a waste of time for me. I can't stay stagnant. I can't stay still. I have to continue to grow. I don't like being in one little pigeonhole and staying there forever. You know what I mean? I always got to enhance my surroundings. Always got to continue to reinvent myself. I don't know, it's just very boring to be the same person every single day in my mindset. I know that probably doesn't make sense and it probably sounds a little insane, but you know, it keeps me moving. It keeps me moving. That trip, and I've gone an hour and a half. How much? I guess that is, after you work the steps, it is recommended that you work those steps daily. So part of that step is, or part of those steps is making amends to people who you've harmed. So I'm always looking to continue working toward not harming very many, pain in the ass to say, is this thing still on? like that, Firefly. I really do. Thank you. Yeah, I mean, at the end of everything, it is about self-awareness and being in a direction that makes you happy. I mean, I'm not saying I'm completely giving up with true crime. I'm just saying I got to do something different. That's okay. So you're ambidextrous. That's awesome. You know, I was watching some stuff on YouTube earlier this morning while I was getting ready, or I was listening to it. I was listening to lottery winners that have won the lottery and how most of them, after like 2 years, end up broke. They end up broke. I mean, there's been some success stories, but for the most part, most of the people that won the lottery either end up broke or they end up dead. And instantly I got to thinking, I was like, man, what is the correlation of that? Because you know as well as I do, most people have always stated, including myself, man, if I ever win the lottery, blah, 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 blah. So, I mean, to hear that most people end up dead or broke or worse off than before they won the lottery, that's a scary thought. Y'all have thoughts on that? What could be the reason that you'd end up dead or broke from winning all that money? Because there's a lot of people that say, well, I would do this, I would save it, I would invest, I would do all this stuff. But I don't know if I trust the bank and all that. I might have to go bury it in the backyard or something. Yeah, I mean, that's something to be. I mean, because I don't know about you, but when I was younger and I was struggling and I was broke, I might have not been. I wasn't unhappy. Like, I always had a good time. Like, it wasn't those times when I'd get up and be like, oh, my life sucks and this sucks and that sucks. It was never that. I mean, it was always like, I can't wait to get money to do this, or I can't wait to get money to do that. And, you know, when you're like, when you don't have much, and you don't have to agree with me, but I believe that when you don't have a lot, you don't take for granted what you do have. You're really grateful of what you do have. You know, like I have probably 5 shelves full of shoes. Just an example I'm going to give you. I got 5 shelves full of shoes. I got a storage full of clothes, furniture, bedroom, all this stuff. Because letting go of my condo and all this stuff, because a lot of situations happened. I had to start a new job, which I'm making near as much as I was making before, but that's neither here nor there. But what I was thinking the other day when I was at my storage, and I was actually going through my clothing, I'm thinking to myself, look at all these clothes. And what I do when I get a chance and I'm out of town, I buy more clothes. I buy more shoes. In reality, there's people that say, well, I need this or I need that, or I want this or I want that. Is there any of you that are watching or maybe watching in the future? Can you comment whether you're truly happy at the moment with what you got? Because in reality, that's all we have is what we have at the moment. And if you're not happy with that, I mean, what would make you happy? That's what I'm asking. Like, what would make you happy? If what you have currently doesn't make you happy, what would make you happy? Because there's people that have money but bad health. There's people that have good health but are broke. You get what I'm saying? It's like there's short people that wish they were taller. There's skinny people that wish they were. People always calling me when I'm on here. It's like they know. I'm gonna look and see if he's live, and then I'm gonna call him. You get what I'm saying? It's like I'm putting my glasses on. And you're right. Money is not everything. It really isn't. Prosperity is a good thing. But like I said, are you really happy with where your life is at the moment? Are you content with what you have at the moment? Or are you unhappy because you want more, you just don't go for more? Yeah, I'm getting some good comments. I'm getting some great comments. And you're right. I mean, prosperity is one thing, to be prosperous. And because I know that there's a lot of people that are older in age, like myself, in the chat. I'm not calling anybody old by any means. I'm just saying wiser, okay? And you can remember when you were younger, when you were in your late 20s, mid 30s. By your 40s, you felt like your life was heading in a different direction. Like you finally had the answer to those questions that had been plaguing you for those other decades. If anything, you knew by that time, by your 40s, you knew that if I make this decision, more often than not, this is what's going to happen. It's not a given, but, if you're a gambling person and you made that decision in your 20s and this thing happened and you made the same decision in your 30s and the same thing happened and you made it in your 40s, chances are every time you make that decision, the same thing can happen. So the insanity of doing the same thing over and over and over, expecting a different result. And a lot of us have learned that. A lot of us have learned that, life is a repetitive cycle of decisions and making choices. I wasn't calling anybody old. I was calling us out wise. So I don't see myself as old, but, a 20-year-old thinks I'm ancient. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, damn it, I've become that person where a 20-year-old looks at me and they're like, ew, what a creepy old man. You know what I mean? I'm like, oh, I hate it. But, prosperity is a wonderful thing. And And being grateful of what you have, it goes a long way because, like, I don't know if your grandma ever told you or somebody special told you, hey, there's somebody else that has it worse. Quit complaining. There's always, it could always be worse. And when they would tell you that, you'd be like, there ain't no way it could get worse than this. This is the worst that it could ever be. But don't ever tempt karma. I mean, it can always get worse, and that's a fact. What's interesting to me is, eating at my age right now, it is weird because it's like you've eaten almost everything at least 20 or 30 times in your lifetime or more. So every time that you get what it is that is normal to your eating habits, you get tired of it. It's like you can only eat so many salads, you can eat so much chicken, you can only eat so much fish, you can only eat so much burgers. You know what I mean? It's like, and I used to wonder what my grandpa and my grandma, they used to eat like soup or, stuff like that, and be like, my parents do too. They don't eat a lot. And I'm like, man, they hardly eat anymore. But it's not because they're not hungry. It's because they're just tired of eating the same type of food. It's bland after a while. It's kind of like going to McDonald's all your life. Big Mac is going to start tasting unsavory after a while. If that's all you get, you know? Your dad used to always say, the carpet beneath you can be pulled up at any time. That is a great saying, Kels. That is a great saying. I also heard, be kind to people because you just never know who might be your boss someday. And I never thought of that. When I was young, I was like, oh, I'm going to be an ass to this person, be an ass to that person. But then somebody told me, they're like, hey, you need to be kind to people because you just never know who's going to be your boss someday. Like, whoa. Whoa, that's an interesting thought. Interesting thought. Yeah, Sonic is pretty bland also. Like, I miss the home cooking. I really do. I miss the home cooking. Nothing hits like my mom's cooking or, somebody that can cook really well that invites you over for a meal. Nothing hits harder than that. Thanksgiving, that's a great time. Good eating. Because any other time you're just eating to just fulfill a need. And most of the time it's, I hate to say it, but we're looking for the best value for our buck because you got to make that dollar stretch these days. You really do. Any of you been to San Angelo, Texas? That's where I'm at right now. I'm going through San Angelo, Texas. I'm actually almost on the outskirts of it. I already drove through town. Their import is mohair. Or export, I'm sorry. Their export is mohair. Like, this was a big mohair area where they raised a lot of sheep, I guess, and they used to export mohair for a lot of different things. So they have a lot of painted sheep around town. That's like their, what do you call it? I don't know what people call that. My air is not cold for shit. I hope my AC's not going out. Their city council puts sheep all over town as a semblance of mohair. Oh, I think I've gotten to a good point regarding understanding myself and being myself. I mean, that is actually the top of Maslow's hierarchy of needs is self-actualization. So you get there, boy, you're really doing some good. The tough part is when you actualize yourself and you don't keep working at it, you know what happens? You come tumbling down because you change and you treat yourself the same way you did 10 years ago, even though you're not the same person you were 10 years ago. I'm heading toward Eden, Texas. Eden, Texas. I don't know if any of y'all have ever been there, been through there, but Eden is not a big city at all. Eden is quite small. You're going to see if the internet holds up. You're going to see that I'll be going through there and there's not a lot to say about Eden. They do have a nice little place called the Garden of Eden, and you can get out and they have like different areas where plants are planted and stuff like that. You know, it's pretty cool. But as far as it being a metropolis, it's really not. I'm heading south Texas, south on 87. It's south. I guess the nearest big city would be like, this would be like heading toward Brady and Austin, because that's where I'm headed, toward that area. Waco, Temple, that's where I'm going to be in Killeen. So that's where I'm headed, that direction. So not all of Texas has trees. I mean, even though this is not West Texas, there's still not a lot of trees. It's mostly, you know, fields, cotton fields, wheat fields, whatever, barley. I don't know barley, but yeah, I'm heading to Killeen. I left at 3 o'clock, so I'm an hour and a half into my journey. And I'm just chilling with you guys as I'm driving, so, you know, sometimes this is better than being behind a desk and just pointing the camera at you, because all I've been doing is talking. This would be one of the closest cities north of here would be Abilene, which is on I-20. I don't know if y'all have ever been on I-20, but Abilene is on I-20. This is actually going through the middle of the state. And this would be like a straight shot heading east will take me straight into Killeen. I might stop at a little place called Brady. They have a place called Boondocks. And that place is an awesome place because while you're waiting on your food, they have a pot of beans that you can serve yourself. And you can put onions and cheese on them, whatever. And you can eat the beans while you're waiting on your food, which is always a good thing. You know, you get a little bit of extra food while you're waiting on your food. You know, so I'll probably take a pit stop at Brady, because that's more, I mean, they call Brady the heart of Texas, because Brady is kind of located in the middle of the state. I don't know the history of this area, but there used to be a lot of cotton gins because cotton used to be king in Texas, cotton and oil. And as you can see, those silos, they have grain and all kinds of stuff in them now, but at a point, cotton used to be king. Texas is really an interesting state because they have so many different variations of vegetation, farming, all kinds of stuff. It's like going through 4 states at once, and it's like takes forever to get through it. Like where I'm going, it's only 4 hours, and you still have like 5 more hours before you leave the state. That's how wide it is. Yeah, Juicy does that. You're right. I mean, you can't go wrong with a pot of beans while you're waiting for your food. And the last time I ate there, I think I had a hamburger steak, which was delicious, man. I mean, that's what I do. I don't know how y'all travel, but if I've been somewhere multiple times, I already plan out, like, okay, I'm going to be here at this time. Well, this is where I'm going to plan on eating. I'm going to be here at this time. This is where I'm going to get gas. That way I never have any emergencies come up. You know what I mean? Or if I do, it kind of limits the emergency at the moment. Because I've traveled this road multiple times. This is usually the road that I had to Junction and then to I-10, which takes you to Houston, which will take you through Louisiana, down through Mississippi, down through Alabama, and then into Florida when I used to go to Florida. So I traveled this road a lot. Oh, that's awesome, Texas. I might need to come see you once it gets colder, man. We could go hunting and get to shoot my gun or something. There's a little bit of everything in Texas for anybody if you're looking for it. I mean, there's deer leases here. There's quail leases. There's a lot of different types of things. The only thing that we really don't have until you get down toward the bayous is alligators. We don't have alligators up here yet. Who the hell knows? Somebody might bring some up and start raising them. But I don't think at this point we have alligators up here. I don't know if y'all have ever seen an alligator. Deer or beaver? Well, beaver would be nice. Y'all ever seen an alligator? The biggest alligator y'all have ever seen. I saw one while I was in Florida at the state park. It looked like it had just ate something. There was blood in the water and everything. I got the hell out of there. They're like, oh, they won't hurt you. Oh, bullshit. Well, I ain't going to stay in the ground and find out. You know what I mean? Yeah, I can't trust any small body of water in Florida. Yeah, that's where I was. I was in Florida in Panama City. I was at the state park there, and they have some alligators in the water. And they had the walking trail right next to it where you could like walk next to the alligators. I'm like, what the fuck? And I've also heard that you got to watch your swimming pools. Like, you can't just go jump in your pool because there might be a freaking alligator in it. multitasking, yeah. Multitasking is always a wonderful thing. I appreciate you guys hitting the like button. I kind of figured out why my views on my lives off StreamYard is kind of limited. I got to thinking about it. I'm not monetized, so when you're monetized, you're placed in the algorithm a lot more. So when you're not monetized, it takes a lot of likes for you to be placed in the algorithm. So if I don't get likes, then I don't get placed in the algorithm. So people don't see when I'm on, because that's part of the limited factor of not being monetized. And I won't be able to reapply until like the 16th of October. You know what I mean? Yeah, I don't know if they took the notifications off as well. I don't know if that's part of the punishment, but they said that my features would be limited. I didn't know what features, but I guess that had to do with it. But I clicked the notification bell, and I got the notification for the upload that I did earlier. I don't know if y'all did, but I don't get the notification when I go live. It doesn't make sense to me. I get the upload, but I don't get the ones when I'm going live. That doesn't make sense. Does it feel like you've been traveling with me for 55 minutes? Because that's how long I've been on. Yeah, I'm crazy like that. I hit my own like button too. Like, I better hit the like button, at least there'll be, one like on this bitch. Nah, you're not late. I've been on 55 minutes, so you're good, Cash. Good to see you, man. Yeah, we're finally seeing trees. I mean, it's like it's flat, and then all of a sudden, out of nowhere, trees occur. You know what I mean? It's crazy. It's crazy. Yeah, there's a lot of cotton fields right there. I don't know if you can see the little balls of cotton, but they're starting to bloom. I don't even know if that's the correct word, but they're starting to bloom or, turn white. And what happens is the tractor goes by and it, plucks all that, and they take it to a de-seeder, I guess. See, there's the cotton gin over there. They take it to a de-seeder and they bale up the cotton, and that used to be the king crop around here. That and mohair. Town, that city that I just left, they have a livestock area where they process meat, where they slaughter the cows and they process the meat there, which they do, I guess, almost like 500 cows a day or something, or more, which is really impressive. I don't know if I could do all that. Have any of y'all ever worked in a processing plant, or worked at a place where you killed an animal, or I think that'd be hardcore, man. I don't think I could do it. I mean, I can hunt one, but as far as watching a cow that's coming in alive and you're just watching it die because somebody needs some beef. And I'm not a vegan or anything like that, so don't get it wrong. I love my steak. But just thinking about it, just I don't know if I could work in there. You process your own deer. Oh, okay. See, I do know the further north you get, like in Virginia and up in that area, you see a lot more silos like that. They're taller and bigger. But I think around here they just hold the hayseed or whatever. You could kill a cow if you had to. Howdy. How's it going? Howdy Cougar, howdy ZZ Tips. Good to see you, man. I don't know if I could kill a cow. I really don't. I don't know. But you know what? Desperate times call for desperate action. So I probably could. I mean, between starving and having to do what you got to do, man, you got to do what you got to do. See, here in Texas, I don't know if in other states whether you name your roads after fallen officers, but here we do that. We name our roads either after fallen officers or people that have made the ultimate sacrifice for the state. Like this is I don't know if you just saw the Corporal Samuel something highway. We tend to name our roads after fallen officers. It's a beautiful day here in Texas. It really is. I mean, nothing but blue skies ahead, I mean, I'm not one of those activists that, gonna get mad if people wear fur or anything like that. I'm just about the cow thing, I wonder who invented beef, like steaks and hamburgers, and who thought of that said, hey, there's a cow, let's slaughter it. I bet it has some good meat. I mean, of all the animals, you'd be like, okay, why a cow? What made them go to the pig? You know what I mean? It's like, I could see the chicken, but it's like they're just experimenting with every animal to see which ones are edible. Well, look over there, Old William didn't make it. He ate that poisonous fish. We know not to eat that. You know what I mean? It's like, oh hell, I ain't eating those berries. Look, he's sicker than shit. Stay away from that bush, kids. The dinosaur gave the dog what? Gave the dog the idea. I know the Flintstones, they eat brontosaurus burgers, so I mean, maybe it came from way back then. Never know. Never know. You remember on the Flintstone they used to order that rack of ribs? And they bring that big old rack of ribs, it'd like turn the car over. That's crazy, wasn't it? Brontosaurus burgers. I think I was talking with somebody about like the hogs, the feral hogs. Somebody was telling me that people are starting to eat those. That the meat is greasy as hell. They still eat it. I don't know. Those things are nasty, man. Yeah, that is amazing. I mean, it's like, how did we get that knowledge? You know what I mean? It's like, oh, we're gonna put these plants together, and that's gonna kill this. You know? It's like, wow. Aren't the feral hogs really disease carriers? Oh wow, all 700 pounds? Jesus. You ate raw horse in Japan? Whoa, that's something. That is something, man. That's something. I don't know if I could do that. Like I said, desperate times call for desperate measures. You've ate wild boar? Was it greasy? Those boars just look like they're full of grease. Like, that would be a greasy ass. I don't know how people eat barbacoa. That's like the head of the hog. And people love that meat. See, that's what I imagine a feral hog tasted like that barbacoa, that black meat that people love in tortillas. You know what I mean? I don't think I could eat that. I don't like barbacoa. It's lean? Wow. Well, who the hell knows? We might start eating hogs. There's enough of them. There's enough feral hogs for real. They multiply as fast as rabbits, man. Y'all had rabbit? I don't know about eating rabbit. I wanted to come down here early because I didn't want to go through the hill country at nighttime, man. There's a lot of deer on this road for sure. You're cracking me up. You're cracking me up. I'm enjoying this. Thank y'all for being here. I mean, as you can tell, the landscape is getting kind of not really changing that much, but it's kind of changing. I always love those pictures as you're looking through the rear view mirror type thing. See, it's green over there. It's gonna start changing through here. I wonder where my cell phone's pinging off of. Ever since that one case, I always wonder that when I'm out driving. Like, where the hell's my cell phone pinging at? Where's it pinging at? Is it pinging 20 miles away at the city that's up ahead? Or is it pinging behind me? Because it's not necessarily pinging at the cell tower that's right next to you. And I learned that on that damn case. I didn't have no idea. I thought the closer you were to a tower, that's where your phone would be pinging. And that's not always true. I mean, I could be a vegan at this point in my life. I really could. I mean, if I had to give up meat, I would, just go strictly, vegan. But I don't think I'm ready at this point in life. I don't eat a lot of meat anyways. I eat a lot more chicken and fish. I'm starting to eat a lot more vegetables too. Yeah. I'm always leery of the fish because of the salmonella. You know what I mean? It's like the fish and the eggs. I can't stand runny eggs. Ugh, nasty, nasty, nasty. But there's people that eat runny ass eggs. I'm like, damn, that looks like it's loaded in salmonella and shit. You know, it's like, wow. Well, look over here to our left. You'll see something that we didn't always have in Texas. I don't know if y'all can see those windmills, but they're off to the left there. We haven't always had those, but since like 2011, they started sprouting up, and we haven't always had them. But supposedly they bring in a lot of electricity, you know? I'm really glad you are hanging with me, because, I mean, this gives me something to do as I'm driving, because, as you can see, there's not much out here. Not much at all. Not much at all. You know what's crazy is that one video that I did, like July 4th, when the flooding was happening in Kerrville. I went live, right? But I was on I-20, and I was talking about July 4th and all this and that. I got over 1,000 views, I guess, because people thought that I was going live on the flooding. I was talking about it, but I wasn't really, you know, I wasn't saying, well, I'm about to be over there or anything like that. And that video blew up. And I was like, whoa. There was a lot of people watching. Really, you know, it was like, wow, there's a lot of people watching this video. See, as you can see up ahead, there's like all those windmills. There's a bunch of them. That is another lucrative area of work here in Texas, is maintaining those windmills and putting them up. But there's a lot of people that do that for a living, and it's a very lucrative job. We're 5 miles from Eden and 37 miles from Brady. So if you're wondering where I'm at, that's where I'm at. You know, we have a town named Oatmeal here in Texas, and I didn't know that until earlier when I was looking at the map. I was like, damn, we got a town named Oatmeal, Texas. That is crazy. Wonder how they named towns back in the day. You know? Like, what gave their town that name? Raw oysters, huh? You like mountain oysters? I bet you like mountain oyster, don't you, Texas? Calf fries? Really? Dang. I thought I was going to get you with that one. You got me. You got me. We're rolling into Eden, Texas right now. There's some horses. There is the state's finest. And they'll get you too, because the speed limit goes from 75 to 55. They were 3 deep. It must be a slow day in Eden, Texas. That's interesting, Chloe. I always wonder how towns get their names. You know what I mean? Like you're about to roll through Eden, Texas right now. It's like, why name your town Eden? Like, what is here that gave you the impression that this was the beauty of Texas? And how did people not get more than one town the same name? That's, those are questions I got. Like I said, you gotta stop going 75. Once you get into the city limits, like right now, if you don't go 55, they're gonna get you. They will get you. Don't ask me how I know that. There's a cafe called City Limits Cafe, and we are in Eden, Texas. There's a cool spot up here. This man has like a cutout metal frame of a person fishing. I don't know if I can go slow enough for y'all to see it, but it's right over here by this creek. We may have already passed it. It's right there on that creek. You can't see it from this side, but it's a metal cutout, and it's a guy fishing. And every time you pass it, it looks like literally somebody fishing. It looks like it's black, so it looks like a shadow. And if you've ever been to Texas, you know every small town in Texas has a Dairy Queen. DKs, or I don't know what they stand for, but we have a refinery in the place where I'm near that is DK, and there's a venison shop right over here, and there is the Wall of Eden. See, there's like deer processing, venison processing, I'm sorry. Like I said, I'm no expert on all this stuff, so if I say the words wrong, don't hate on me. I don't know if y'all have a Valero where you're at, but that's like a gas station that's pretty popular here in the state. And up ahead is what's called the Eden Detention Center. It's mostly used, they closed it down. It used to be a private prison, but they closed it down and they reopened it. I think it's a illegal processing prison. Like they put the nationals there. They don't call them illegal aliens anymore. They call them nationals. So there's a prison off to the left here, and we're coming up on it. It used to be a private prison, and now it holds illegals, I think. Y'all can see that right there. There used to be big business in Texas as building prisons. So y'all can see the barbed wire and stuff. See, that one's called Core Civic. I've never even heard of that place, that kind of prison before. You can see the prison wire and everything else. There's housing for the employees, I'm sure. I mean, prisons are big business in small towns as well, so, I don't know in other states whether it is, but here in Texas, it's big business. There's a couple of boats for sale if anybody's looking for a boat. I got pulled over here. I was doing 80, I believe, and the speed limit's like 70. And the guy was nice. He didn't give me a ticket. He just like, did you know the speed limit? I was like, I thought it was 75. He's like, well, you're doing 80. I was like, well, it's 5 miles over, right? He's like, no. Okay, not in my county. That's what he said. I was like, yes, sir. I will slow down. I mean, a lot of these small towns, they won't mess with you unless you give them a bunch of grief. You know, if you give them a bunch of drama, then they're gonna make your life miserable. They really are. See, we're starting to get more trees along this route. Start to change pretty good. But there's still some flat land. Y'all make sure to hit that like button, subscribe and share if you will, if you haven't already. And thank you so much for being here with me. I'm like on this journey because, like I said, long road, long journey. There's a man in his tractor out there. There's another tractor. I don't know what they're doing, but you know. You know, it's interesting to me how men can really, you know, one of the hardest jobs probably is making sure your field is up to par, making sure you got it plowed and made sure that you have what is seasonal that needs to be in there, that you're not being lazy and you don't, you know, you missed the time frame or whatever. It's always interesting to know that there's people that still do that job for a living. Hard work. Hard work. But they enjoy it or they do it for the profit, one or the other. You know? So I'm not hating on them at all. I was in a passenger seat one night, and my dad was driving. Jesus, this road is completely dark. We were driving, right, and we got to this part right here, I remember it. And as you can see, there's not 2 lanes, there's a turning lane. And he slammed on his brake because he thought that, you know, the person was stopping in front of him and he was actually in the turning lane. And I was like, you want me to drive? He's like, no, I got it. I'm good. All right. Just making sure. Just making sure. I'm debating whether to stop at Brady and eat or just suffer through and eat when I get there. But I don't know about y'all, but sometimes when you eat on the road, you get sleepy. You know what I mean? Especially when you're just like cruising right along. My gas gauge is doing pretty good. I filled up. And we're more than halfway through the trip, so probably don't have to get any more gas until I come back. What do y'all think about the commentary that I'm giving you guys as I'm rolling through Texas? I know it gets boring watching the road, but you know, you never know what you're going to see. There's a lot of people that have dash cams, and they have those bad boys on all the time. And they roll through countless numbers of video, just to capture an event. You know what I mean? Like a wreck or something. Have y'all ever watched those people where the world's craziest videos or whatever, and those people are showing these wrecks and all these things happening? You're like, how in the hell did that person manage to be at the right place at the right time? You know, it's like, how did he capture that? Speaking of that, I've always wondered, you know, what kind of camera it takes to capture lightning strikes. Because I think those are the coolest photos ever. I don't know if y'all agree, but those are some of the coolest photos that I enjoy looking at. Lightning strikes. Can't catch them for shit on a cell phone though. You'll be clicking 100 photos and barely get it. You know what I mean? Maybe I'll quit talking for a while. Just let y'all watch. Y'all have any questions or comments? Just put it in the chat. Come on, give me one more like. I need one more like to get to 20. Somebody come in here and give me a like. Just need one to get to 20. Be begging like other people. Come on, we got to get to 100, y'all. Got to get to 100. Give me a like to get me to 20. Just one like. That's all I'm asking. Okay, one like. One like for 20. Maybe at 20, I'll get in the algorithm. Can we get 20? Go on one. Oh, somebody gave me a like. Somebody got me to 20. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. You got to 20, y'all. Whoever did that, thank you so much. That's awesome. That's awesome. Maybe that 20 will get me in the algorithm. Can we get to 25? Let's see. Can we get to 25? Can we get to 25 like? Come on. Let's see if we can get to 25. Man, I'm probably going to lose half my followers. Daniel just came on, so I'm like, damn, I'm going to lose half my followers here in a minute. They're going to run over to Daniel's. Oh, we got 21. We got 21. Can we get to 25? Can we get to 25, y'all? Can we get to 25? Come on, get it to 25. Can y'all get me to 25? We got me to 20. Let's see, get me to 25. See if y'all can do that. I'm at 21. I'm at 21. Need 4 more likes to get me to 25. Come on, y'all. Get me to 25. I know you like me. I know you like me. You come in to say hello. Hit that like button. Give me to 25. Oh, we're 22. We're 22. Maybe this is what I'm doing wrong. Get me to 25. We're 22. Can we get to 25? Let's see. Come on. Give me to 25. 22. 22 and holding. Let's see, 25. Let's get to 25. Can we get to 25? I think we're going to stall out at 22. Let's see, 23. Who's going to be 23? Who's going to be the kind person? Get me to 23. Come on. Oh, we got to 23. We got to 23. Come on, give me the 25. Give me the 25, y'all. Give me the 25. We got 23. We got 23. Let's see if there's going to be a kind person to give me another like. Let's get 24 and 25. Let's see. 23. We're holding at 23. Oh, we're at 24. We're at 24. Who's going to get me to 25? Come on, get your boy to 25. Get your boy to 25. We're in McCullough County. We're at 24. 24 and holding. Who's going to be the kind person to get me to 25? Is there anybody going to get me to 25? Look at those. Come on. Let that be the 25. Let that be the video that you see for 25. Oh, 24 and holding. 24 and holding. Let's see. One more to 25. Let's get it. I'm not monetized, so it doesn't matter. Just get me to 25. Get me to 25. One more like. One more like. That's all I need. Oh, there it was. There it was. Thank you so much, whoever that was. You got me to 25. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Got me to 25. Dang, we were at 19 and we're already at 25. Can we get to 30 maybe? I wonder if we can get to 30. Brady is 17 miles away. Is there anybody from Texas watching other than Texas? Is there anybody that lives in the great state of Texas? Put your city down at the bottom of the chat if you live in the great state of Texas. If you've ever been to Texas, put where you've been in Texas. If you know where I'm at in Texas right now, on this road, if you've ever traveled this road, put that in the chat. Can we get to 26, 27? We're holding at 25. I appreciate y'all so much. Y'all are so kind, so awesome of y'all. Anybody been to Texas? Anybody know where I'm at? I could use that. Working hard for y'all right now, which I'm really not. I'm just sitting in the driver's seat. But I do need like a phone holder or something, man. I'm shifting hands left and right. My hand gets tired, I shift over to the left hand. Look at this residence up ahead. You know those in the movies where you see like a tree-lined driveway, right? Well, up ahead there's this residence that has like a stone brick. Not really brick, but it's limestone. It's a limestone fence. And they have like a tree-lined entrance to their land. It is amazing. I think there's the orchard. I don't know what fruit is here in this part of the state. But those things look like shredded wheat to me. You see those bales of hay? That look like shredded wheat to me. Oh, we're 27. Thank you so much. Thank you so much for that. Are we going to get to 30? Are y'all going to get me to 30? Can y'all get me to 30? Can y'all get me to 30? Let's see. Man, y'all are being too kind right now. I appreciate y'all. We're at 27. I don't know if the internet's holding up. I'm just going to rock it till the internet fails, and then I'm going to end it. We'll see where we're at as far as the likes. We're at 27 and holding, 27 and holding. Can I get a 30? Can I get a 30? Come on, give me a 30. Can I get a 30? Can I get a 30? 27 and holding. Can I get 28? Can I get 28? Come on, 28. Let me hit 28. Come on, let me get to 28. Get that 28 up there. Get that 28 up there. Come on. Get that 28. I know you want to hit that like button. Hit that 28. Hit that like button for 28. 28, 28, 28. Come on. No, you want to. Hit that like button for 28. Y'all been too kind. We started at 19. We're at 27. So y'all rocking it, man. Damn, I'm doing the speed limit almost at 80 and they're passing me like I'm standing still. Uh-oh, we got to 28. Somebody hit the 28. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Can we get to 29? Can we get to 29 and then 30? Can we get to 29 and 30? Can y'all hit me up 29 and 30? Get me to 30, y'all. I know y'all want to. Get me to 30. Get me to 30. Oh, we're 29. Come on, one more and we hit the goal. 30 is the goal. Let's hit that goal. Let's hit that 30. Come on. Get me to 30, y'all. We're 29 and holding. Get me to 30. Get me to 30. Come on. We're right outside of Brady, Texas, which is located in the heart of Texas. I'm en route to Killeen, Texas, and we're holding at 29. Get me to 30, y'all. One more. One more. Get me to 30. Come on. Make this a high viewing video that 30 people like it. Can we get to 30? Come on, one more. Doesn't cost you a thing to hit that button. We don't track your whereabouts. We don't track who you are. I don't get notified who left the like. Get me to 30. I know you got it in you. I know you got it in you. Just one little click, one little swipe of that like button, and we'll be at 30. 29 and holding, y'all. 29 and holding. And holding. Would y'all live on an old farmhouse in the middle of nowhere out here? I've always wondered if people really enjoy that privacy. If it's really a lot of privacy, or it's a pain in the ass when you got to go to town for stuff. If you live in the country, away from civilization, let me know what it's like. Do you enjoy it? Does it have its perks? Does it have its ups and downs? Let me know. We're holding at 29. Give me a like to 30. Come on. Give me to 30. Know y'all want to. Hit that like button. Hit that like button like it's the last like button on the planet. Hit it. Make it slap. Turn it red. Let's go. Hit that like button. One time for 30. Come on. I know y'all got it in you. I know you got it in you to hit that like button for 30. Oh, there was a nice person that got me to 30. Thank you so much, whoever you are. You achieved a goal for me. You got me to 30, and I'm very appreciative. Thank you so much. Like I said, you can hit the like button on any video. We don't get notified who hit the like button. So it's not like we're going to track you or anything like that. Doesn't cost you a thing. Some kind soul just got me to 30. I'm very appreciative of that. I know y'all probably thinking I'm going to start asking for 35. I'm not. If y'all want to get me to 35, y'all want to get me to 50, whichever you want to do, you're watching this, just hit that like button. See how high we can make this video go. Y'all remember to like, subscribe, and share. If you're not a subscriber, you know what? I know this isn't true crime, but you know what? I'm talking about a lot of things. And we have talked about true crime. We have talked about life in general. Because sometimes we got to get back to reality where we're just riding along in a car, or actually a truck, a Tundra, enjoying the scenery. You know, this is Texas at its finest, where some kind souls have been kind enough to give me the 30. I'm much appreciative. Much appreciative. We're almost to Brady, Texas. If you're in the area, give me a like if you're watching. Say hello in the chat. Hello, Brady. We're sending it out to Brady right now. Brady, Texas, where you at? Are you in the chat? Uh-oh, somebody hit 31. Thank you so much. That was so nice of you. Brady, Texas, where you at? Or is there any Brady, Texas in the chat? Is there anybody in this area from Brady? Is there anybody in this area from Santa Ana or Coleman or any of those towns? Hit the like button if you're from the area. Hit the like button if you're enjoying what I'm doing. You know, it's a different kind of live, but you know, sometimes we need this kind of stuff, you know? I know y'all can get me to 50, I know it. That's the kind of people y'all are. Y'all are just wonderful, caring people. You don't have to like me. The content is real, and you like that. You know, that's what matters. I think I'm a pretty likable person. I mean, I'm opinionated as all get out, and I'm blunt as all get out. But that doesn't make me a bad person. I mean, come on. There's Brady up ahead. Any of y'all from Brady in the house? Brady, Texas in the house. Anybody from Brady? Anybody from Texas been to Brady? You know, Brady has some good barbecue also. I don't know if y'all know that, but I'm plugging Brady right now. They got some good barbecue over here in Brady. I don't know if y'all are some barbecue people, but if you're traveling through the great state, make sure you stop in Brady because there are some barbecue queuing fools over here. The closer you get to the central part of the state, the better the barbecue gets. Here we are in Brady, Texas. I didn't get to see the population, but I think it's at least 10,000. If that. All I know is they got some good barbecue, and I'm going to keep harping on that. They obviously got a John Deere place over here with the tractors. Everybody's in good need of a tractor. When you're shopping for your next tractor, make it a Deere. Kubotto's not bad either. Not bad at all. I gotta put the phone down because there is a police officer and I don't want to get pulled over for being on my phone. So you are looking at my radio. Yeah, I can't get a ticket on my way to Killeen. That wouldn't be good for business, y'all. You know, that's what you got to keep in mind. You got to ask yourself, is this good for business? Because if it's not good for business, then it's not good doing. There's the river over there. We don't get a lot of rain in this part of Texas. This is getting closer to the center part. Actually, they say Brady is the heartbeat of Texas, so I guess we would be in the most center part of Texas. This is what Texas looks like, and most of it's small towns that you roll through. I'll be hitting 190 to 183 east. I'm going to show you the courthouse up ahead. See, I always turn right there. I'm going to pull over to make sure I'm going the right way. But there's the courthouse in Brady, Texas. See that little heart right there? The heart of Texas. Okay. This guy's like, what a fucking idiot, right? I bet he's calling me an effing idiot. There's the Ford house. I'm gonna pull over right here to make sure I'm going the right way before I go too many miles out of the way. Hopefully it won't cut me off. So if I get cut off, I'll be back. Let me make this smaller. Okay, I'm gonna stop streaming, and I'll start back up here in a second. Y'all want to come back? We're at 31 here.